Well, good morning, YouTube. Another one of the deer stands in the background there. I did the introductory video underneath one of the ladder stands, so figured we'd show you another one of the setups. Be using these deer stands before too long. We've got about 2 weeks until we set out the blinds, and then only about 4 weeks, I guess, until bow season starts here in Missouri. So looking forward to that. Get some more deer meat in the freezer, hopefully. Get ready for winter. This video, I just wanted to speak a little bit about the upcoming eclipse. I know that's on a lot of people's minds, and eclipse mania has struck the country, especially if you live in the path of the totality of it like we do. The city that's not too far from me, about 7 miles from where I stand, is a pretty good sized population center of about 100,000 people, and they're saying that it will grow to 200,000 because of the eclipse. They're already warning that there may be gas shortages. They're bringing in temporary cell phone towers to handle all the extra cell phone traffic from all the visitors. All the hotels are booked up. So I'm sure it'll be a lovely mess on the roads, because it already is a mess on the roads in that town because the infrastructure can't handle what they've already got living there. Which is why it's so great to be out here in the sticks, away from all that mess. This is where I stay as much as I can. And I wanted to speak a little bit on the eclipse because I do feel like many other Christians that this is not just something to take lightly. I do feel like that there's more to it than that. I feel like it is a sign, and in the process of doing a lot of end time studies like I do, I was led to Luke 21, and I want you to read Luke 21, especially 25. Luke 21, verse 25. And I think you'll get kind of a chilling reaction like I did. It gave me goosebumps because I remembered that verse, and I remembered studying it before, and then as this eclipse was drawing near, I was led to go back to that verse and look at it closely. And I want to talk a little bit about how I think this may be a sign for America. Take a look at the maps they've been showing you on the news. The totality of the eclipse pretty much splits America right in two. America's no more divided now than it's more divided now than it's ever been. You won't find a time when we've been more divided. We've got a mess. We're on the brink of the second Civil War. So that eclipse just kind of hammers that home. It divides us right down the middle. The path of totality goes right almost in half of the country, from northwest to southeast. Sign number one from that. The second sign from it. Where does it end up at? Off the Atlantic coast, South Carolina. Well, what happens off in the Atlantic coast in that area this time of year? It's hurricane season. More on that in a minute. You know how I feel if you're at all familiar with me. You know what I've said on my videos already. Family and friends know that I feel, and I know in my heart that we're close. Jesus is coming back soon for his bride. He's going to call his bride up. And I know you may go to a church that doesn't believe in that. They don't want to teach the rapture. They don't want you to believe in the rapture. There's a lot of those works churches still going on out there in this world. There's a lot of those prosperity churches going on out there in this world. They don't want you to know that there will be an escape. They want you to think that you need them. Got to have money in that offering plate. They got to buy that next new building. They got to build that new recreation center. But the Bible teaches you the work is already done. There's nothing you're going to do that's going to get you up there. Nothing. Your sin is not what causes you to go to hell. Not knowing Jesus is what causes you to go to hell. Knowing him and accepting what he did for you on the cross is what's going to get you up there. It doesn't matter how much you go to church. It doesn't matter what you put in the offering plate. It doesn't matter how many works you do. No amount of works will get you up there. It's one simple little decision. And you can read about it in Romans 10:9. And many churches will skip over that verse when they're studying Romans because they don't like what it says, because it basically lays it down that you've only got to do that one thing. Confess and believe, and it's a done deal. Jesus already paid it on the cross, and he's coming back for his bride. The rapture is real, and the bride will be pulled out of the way. Well, who's the bride? The church. If you are saved and you believe, you are part of the church, the bride of Christ. You will be pulled up in the rapture, just as the Bible tells us. And I'll go into that in another video sometime, because there are so many churches and so many people that don't like to believe in that because it doesn't benefit them. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that the rapture is getting close because they've got plans with their lives. They want to do this, they want to do that. They've got to buy the next big thing. They've got a kid going to college. God doesn't need you in his plan. His plan will unfold with or without whatever you do. And I know you may not want your life to be over. You got all kinds of stuff you want to do. You know, I'm sorry to tell you, that doesn't matter to him in his plan. His plan will unfold exactly as it's foretold in the Bible. Jesus will pull his bride up, and it's coming soon. And there are many, many signs in the Bible that tell us what to watch for before this happens. And Luke 21 is a big one. Read through Luke 21 especially. If you read 21 verse 25, you'll get the goosebumps, because I'm going to tell you. Luke 21:25 speaks about a sign that lets us know that Jesus is coming soon. And in that verse, it talks about signs in the sun and the moon and the stars. It speaks about the nations being in great distress. And it speaks about the oceans being in great distress. The waves tossing and turning. See where I'm getting with this? What more do you need, America? Couldn't get much stronger than that. Slapped you upside the face. It's right there. This eclipse is a sign in the sun and the moon. You can't deny that. The path of the eclipse will go right through hurricane territory. And you mark my words, somewhere in that Atlantic coast, in that area where that eclipse totality passes through, there will be a tropical storm or a hurricane on Monday. Something will be churning out there. Some kind of big storm. That ocean will be in a mess. And the middle part of that talks about, nations being in great distress. Well, it's everywhere. America's on the verge of civil war. World War III has already started. They just haven't named it as such yet. Terrorism on the news every day. It's a mess. It won't be long. Trust me, it won't be long. And when the church is pulled up and the rapture happens and all the believers are gone from this earth, things will really get chaotic. You want to see a good movie, check out Kirk Cameron in the movie about the rapture. I've seen it numerous times. It's called Left Behind. Check that out. Excellent movie. Gives you a breakdown of what it may look like when the rapture occurs, and a lot of that I think is pretty dead on. So I'll leave you with that on this video. Got the day off today, outside enjoying the beauty that God has created. I'm going to do another video probably here shortly today on EDC, everyday carry items. Stay on that preparedness theme, but this topic is big on preparedness. I'm telling you, my friends, there's no bigger preparedness step you can take than to make sure that you're saved, because you may have the supplies you need to get you through some tough times, which we all know are ahead, but the bigger thing is coming. And once the rapture happens, tribulation won't be far behind, and that'll be 7 years of horror like the world has never seen. You don't want to be left behind for that nonsense. No matter what preparedness supplies you've got, that's going to be bad. So make that step, make that important step to accept the free gift that Jesus has offered. Accept what he did on the cross for you, and admit to Him that, you know, there's nothing you can do to save yourself, that it's all about Him and what He did. So when you watch that eclipse on Monday, be thinking about these things. Read Luke 21:25 and see if it doesn't bring this home to you like it did to me. This is a sign for America. This is our last chance to wake up, and our country needs to turn to God. If we don't, we're done. We are done. America's not mentioned in the Bible in the end times at all. So ask yourself why that is. I honestly don't think this country will wake up. I think for the most part our hearts have been too hardened. I think America thinks it's above all that. I think we think we're untouchable. And that's sad. Well, enjoy your weekend. Keep working on your preparedness stuff. Keep working towards your goals to get the food and water stashed back that you need for your family for the coming times ahead. And as always, I'll leave you with this question. Are you ready?